Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, My Rewritten Story with me, Jules. I am so happy to be here today. I know that I mentioned that I would be making videos and posting them on Saturday. Unfortunately, with this semester ending, just 6 more weeks, I've just been so swamped with assignments and just life. But it's almost done. I'm getting things done, and I'm just so excited to be here with you all. And I'm sorry because I know every time I go back to my videos, like it seems like I'm not looking at you guys. I guess it's just the way the camera's set up. I guess I need more practice and just bear with me. I am talking to you all and I'm very fully engaged. So, with that being said, this week I've actually been asking God, like, what should I talk about? I feel like there's so much, right? Like, so much, like, in testimonies, so much in everyday life, so much as to being a single parent, just life in general, right? Like, it just catches up with us. And, sometimes it can get overwhelming. But I wanted to talk about what should we do in our waiting while we raise our prayers up to God, right? So many times we feel that we are talking to God, asking Him for certain things, right? Like to help us, maybe in our healing, in our addictions, in um, anxiety, depression. Maybe we've lost our jobs. Maybe a relationship with someone failed. Maybe our relationship with our kids are going downhill, right? Just any of those things, right, that we may lift up to God. Um, and sometimes it's just very silent for a while. I wrote like some key points that I wanted to mention. And I just feel like there's certain things like I've also done myself. But of course, like I always say, this is your journey. Um, whatever's easiest for you, whatever comes natural to you. I know that the same thing isn't going to work with everyone, right? So, you know, when I mentioned to you, like 2 years ago, um, I was going through a rough patch with my daughter. Um, and because of the things that were happening in my life, I sent her away to a family's house in Florida. And during that time, I've never been away from my kids. I also have a 27-year-old daughter, and I've always been like a single mom. And, when I sent away my teen daughter, it was very, very hard for me. Like I mentioned, I fell into depression, something that I've really have never felt before. Um, putting on that mask that I was okay when I really wasn't. That I think I even mentioned it to you guys. Like my friend upstairs, my neighbor, she was like, "Wow, Julie, I had no idea that you were going through these things. Like, the way that you are, and just still talking to people and just having this smile on my face, right? Just like I said, putting on that mask." Um, but it really hit me hard. It was a very isolating feeling. Um, I felt unseen. I felt unheard. And of course, I think that is why my prayers weren't really lifted up to God. Because I'm like, why would you let these things happen to me? I've been changing my life. I've been, going to church, very active in the community, in dinner groups. Like, why is this happening? I think that's why I wasn't really giving it to him fully, right? Because because I didn't feel heard at all, and but the more I kept on engaging in my church community, in my dinner group with the women, just showing vulnerability, um, and just being very open about my feelings, like I was able to actually pray to God, because I had to set aside what I was going through and just lift it up to God and let Him take control of the situation. And it was very hurtful, I prayed and prayed and prayed. And, like I said, it was just November 3rd. And it's going to be a year tomorrow that I've just been full, like like completely in my walk with God. And I have never felt better. Like the Jesus glow is a real thing, guys. Like I'm just like right now, just speaking to you guys, like I just feel so overwhelmed. And, I know that it could be very hurtful. It could be very isolating. It can be just very quiet, right? So, with that being said, um, I know that I should practice what I preach. I'm not a good, not that I'm not a good writer, but I just feel that when I write, it just takes me too long to write, and I don't really do it much. I know I should, a gratitude journal or my conversation with God, just to write things down. And, I try here and there. I'm not going to lie. I have, written a little bit more than I used to. But I think like while you're in this waiting to be heard from God, and He hears you, He's preparing you for what's gonna happen at the end of that road. Like seriously, He's preparing you for it. And once you get there, it's gonna be mind blowing. Seriously. So, with that being said, take a couple of minutes, just jot things down. A friend of mine, me and him, like in the morning, we, message each other with things that we're grateful for, that things that we're grateful, thankful for. Just we started off with three, and then I feel like three, like sometimes like we just keep on like repeating certain things. So we decided to do one thing that we're grateful for. And of course there's more than one, right? More than three, more than 10. But I just feel like, a little boost in the mornings is great. So maybe a gratitude journal, and just write things down that you're thankful for, what He has done for you. There's so many things, like the roof over our heads, the family we have, the friends that we have as well, the clothing on us, right? Like this sofa that I'm sitting on, like so many things that we could be thankful for. So if you just take a few minutes out of your day, any time of the day, just like, God, I am thankful for, you write it down. That's one. I also feel like this shifts your focus on to the positive things, right? Like not what it is that you're waiting for. Um, Also prayer. I mean, if you are a mom of a baby, of a toddler, and you're just on a go, right? Because there's no break in between when you have little ones. And even in the bathroom while you're like taking a shower, just pray, and ask God like to help you, um, to help you wait, like have that patience, right, to what He is doing in your life. Also, give it to God. Ask Him, like, God, like I ask, like I'm giving this to you, so you could take full control of it, over it. So then this way I don't have to worry about it, right? Because we shouldn't worry about the future if it hasn't happened yet, right? Um, and also, there's a good one, because this helped me a lot. I have a really good friend, my sister in Christ, and I told her, like, when I called her, I was like, you are going to be my mentor. Like, you are going to be the person that I go to when I need that support. So she fully, like, she knows, um what is it, she understands the assignment, because if I need some prayer, like, she'll, without a doubt, if I'm calling her, she's praying for me right over the phone. And this is also a good thing for me, when I do this, because, like, speaking about the doubts, right, that I may be feeling while I'm waiting for God, um to prepare me for what he has in store for me. um it just, it gives it a different perspective. She I just love it, because when she prays over me, like, I feel it, like, it just calms me. It makes me at ease, and I'm not so rattled anymore. It always feels good afterwards. So I think it's also important to have someone, hold someone accountable, um, for you, for your feelings, for what you're going through, and to help you navigate this season in waiting as well. But I do want to read something in Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 5. It says, "Not only so, but we also glory in our suffering, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, sorry guys, character, and character, hope. And hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured out into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us." That is just so beautiful, because I remember, and even like now, of course, having a teen daughter, and like sometimes, it's not always rainbow and butterflies. There are like little disputes, right? Like she's very strong willed. So like, God, like, just help me stay in character, help me to not react, but respond with love. And I just really think that this is a great uh, verse. Like I said, is Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 5. And just know that the suffering that you're going through is going to build character. It's going to get you closer to God. And in these moments of waiting, when we feel that God is so far away, like I mentioned before, he's just preparing you to what's about to happen. So do not give up on hope. Do not give up on your faith. It is so, so important to keep on in your walk with God, no matter what is happening in your life. I know that sometimes we may feel that we are drowning in what we're going through, but I'm telling you, he's right there. He's extending his hands out to you, and he's going to pull you out of that pit. I promise you. I promise you. So, with that being said, it's been over almost 14 minutes that I've been rambling on. Well, I just really wanted to share that with you. I think it's very important that when we aren't feeling heard, that we continue, right? In our walk with God, in our faith with God, because sometimes it's easy for us to fall back, but we just need to push forward and move forward, because the enemy will be right there behind you when you fall back, and he will want to take you down. So don't let him do that. Don't entertain that thought at all. Okay? With that being said, I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed day. And I'll see you next week. Please like and subscribe. Also, remember that he sees you, he's with you, he loves you. And God bless you all. Until next week. Love you guys. Bye.